Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here at the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. I wanted to share some success stories with you since we've been closed here because of COVID-19. So even though there's horrible things happening out there in the rest of the world, we've been successfully adopting animals into homes even though our shelter is closed to the public. We've had a total of 37 animals come into the shelter during our closure, March 16th, and since then we've had 34 animals adopted and 19 animals that were returned back to their owners. So those are stray animals that got out for some reason, and the owners came back in here and claimed them. So essentially, even during the closure, we're running as normal business here. The only thing that we're not allowing people to do is to come in and visit the animals, go through the kennels and say hi to them, which we know is difficult because a lot of people like to do that. But for the safety of our staff, we had to keep the doors closed. But again, even with the doors closed, we've had just tremendous success and adopted out 34 animals. So people are seeing them online at our website, which is amesanimalshelter.org. They can go on that 24/7, see the animals that are here available for adoption, read information about them, and if that seems to spark an interest, they can schedule an appointment with us once they've completed an online adoption application, and that's been reviewed by our adoption coordinator. So just some great success. Wanted to share that information with you today. We just have a few animals in the shelter, and actually all of the animals that are going to be available for adoption or are available now, you're going to be meeting on today's show. So just a few animals here in our building. All of our dogs have been adopted, so that's great news. So you're going to meet some cats today, and then our mom with her 6 baby bunnies. And our first guest you're going to meet today is Snow Miser. Snow Miser has been with us since February 16th. We understand that Snow Miser is good with other cats, nice-friendly dogs that like cats. He's also been good around kids. Snow Miser we're estimating he's about 7 years old, came into us as a stray, so we don't have a whole lot of history in what was going on with him before he got here, but you can see he's just loving that attention with Abby, just loves the brushing. So this is a good kitty that will love to sit in your lap and just enjoy the brushing. He's not the biggest fan of being picked up, but he is definitely a very friendly cat. He just gets a little bit scared when you're picking him up. So if he was to come to you while you're watching your favorite TV show, you can sit there and just brush him and enjoy that show. And he loves his treats, as you can see, and it's a way to keep him motivated. Well, who's not treat motivated, right? But he does have, we did blood work on him when he came in. He was in really rough shape. His coat was in really poor shape, but he's really improved quite a bit. So now that he's getting regular food, especially love and care that he needs, he's really turned into just the sweetest cat. He is one of the 3 cats that you're going to meet today that's available for adoption. He does need special medication, needs monthly medication, and if you're interested in Snow Miser, we'd love to talk to you a little bit more about him. Again, he's good with other dogs, or with dogs and with other cats and kids. He's just an all-around beautiful, great cat that just needs a home that's going to care for him and love him. I have to say that he is absolutely Abby's favorite. She spends a lot of time with him, so she's got to know him better than any of the other staff here, but she really loves Snow Miser and wants to make sure that we get him into a very special home. So if you think you can add Snow Miser to your house, you could also check out our Facebook page. We've had some special posts on there about him. Check them out there and come down to the shelter. Once you've completed an application, and our adoption coordinator, which is Abby, will give you a call and see what we can do to see if he would be a good match for you and your family. And our next guest today is Happy. As you can see, he's also enjoying that time there with Abby. He's about 5 years old. He came to us as a owner-surrendered kitty. He was adopted out, but unfortunately the He had some urinary blockage issues, which is why he is on a special diet for the rest of his life. It's Royal Canin SO diet. It can be a little bit on the pricey side, but we think that Happy is absolutely worth it. As you might be able to tell on the camera, Happy also needs to be on a diet. So we have started that process here. He's already lost a little bit. We'd like to see him continue to lose some more. But he's about 5 years old. Again, for his urinary health, he needs to be on that special diet for the rest of his life. So he's getting a little bit of canned wet food of that special diet, and then the dry food, which is absolutely just that diet. So he can't have special treats, or he can't have other treats that you would give other cats like Snowy was eating earlier. He really needs to be on that special diet to make sure that he doesn't have any more blockages or anything like that, because that's always going to be a risk. But as long as he's on that special diet, it should absolutely prevent him from having any future problems. He is absolutely just a love of a cat, loves being around people. He had a wonderful adopter that really wanted to care for him and give him all that she could. But there was just, so many concerns with that condition, and the blocking can be fatal. So it's just so extremely important that he stays on that food for the rest of his life, and someone has to be committed to doing that forever. So again, Happy is about 5 years old. He is a neutered male. He's completely vaccinated, tested for feline AIDS, feline leukemia. Other than the special food that he needs, he is just a very happy-go-lucky kitty. And with his weight loss program started, we'll hopefully continue to see some success in that area with him, but looking for a forever home with him. So if you're interested in Happy, feel free to call the shelter. We can tell you a little bit more about him, and you can submit an adoption application online at amesanimalshelter.org. And our next guest today is actually our longest shelter resident. So Zorro has been with us since January 27th. He actually came to us in a trap. So thinking about this kitty that came in a feral situation, feral condition, and now he is just sitting there taking all the loving from Alex, who is our amazing vet tech. The one that provides all the medical care for all of our special furry friends here at the Ames Animal Shelter. So he is absolutely just in love with her, and there's such a great relationship between the two. But again, just thinking of this cat as a feral cat that really had no human interaction until it got here with us, and just look at him now. Just simply amazing, and just I've got to commend the great work that our staff does here to take care of these guys. He is neutered, beautiful blue and white. Of course, most people see that and say it's gray, but they would call it blue with kitties. And he's got that little white patch there on the chest, and looks like a little bit on the belly there. But just loving the attention that he has. He doesn't seem to care that there's cameras and lights on him. He's just excited about getting the attention. So Zorro would probably be best in a home for someone that's had a cat before, that understands cat behavior, and when it's time to give a cat its own space. Although clearly he's just enjoying the loving and everything that he's getting from Alex. So we're definitely thinking some experience and maybe a lower activity household. Maybe not a whole lot of young children that are running around and being typical kids. That might be a little bit scary for Zorro, as he's just learning to trust people, but you can see he's well on his way to trusting people. At least he's trusting Alex, that is for sure. So if you are interested in our longest resident, he does have all of his claws, and of course we want to make sure that it stays that way. All of our cats that have claws need to keep those on. We do provide the free nail trims for life. So anytime your kitty's nails are long, you can bring them on down here. That's a free service that we provide. We're doing that a little bit differently because of the COVID-19 closure, but you can still be in touch with us and we can talk about how we can get that accomplished for you. We're also more than happy to show you how you can trim the cat's nails yourself. So that way you don't have to bring them in, put them in a carrier, bring them to the shelter. That's always a stressful thing for a cat. But if you can do that at home, it's even better for them. So If you are interested in Zorro, complete one of our adoption applications and wait to hear from our adoption coordinator. We'll have you come on down for a visitation, for a scheduled visitation, making sure that we're maintaining our social distancing and keeping you and all of our staff here at the Ames Animal Shelter safe. And our next shelter guest is the wonderful bunny, Twilight. As you can see here, she has 6 babies in here with her. So she is part of Twilight and Midnight. Midnight was a rabbit that was here and has already been adopted. We believe he was probably Daddy Rabbit. As you can see, once the babies are around Mom, just exactly how big they're going to get. They're going to be pretty big bunnies. You see Mom enjoying a nice piece of kale there, rabbit greens and different types, cilantro and kale, Italian parsley. Those are all really good ways for Mom to be able to get a lot of vitamin C, which is really important for them. Get some extra moisture in their diet. But the most important thing that these rabbits need and to have is the Timothy hay. We actually have a mixture of Timothy hay and alfalfa because the babies are growing. But the alfalfa is not going to be good for the mom because it'll put on too much weight. But for the babies, they do need to have some extra weight. So see the little one there drinking out of the water bowl, making sure they have lots of fresh water, their pellets. The other ones is coming up there behind. The other ones are kind of sleeping over in the corner, but they will all eventually be available for adoption. We are going to be looking at trying to place them into bonded pair homes. So once they are spayed or neutered, we will get them into homes where they can be a bonded pair. We will also be looking at possibly individual adoptions as well. It will all depend on trying to put them into pairs and see how well they do together. But we have Mom and 6 babies here. We have not named the babies yet, but Mom is Twilight, and she is just a wonderful bunny, very sweet, loves the petting there that Emily is giving. Emily is our primary caretaker and the one that gives all these guys the loving and everything every day and make sure that their environment is clean and well supplied and they have all the food and water that they need. So very special bunnies here at the Ames Animal Shelter. If you're interested in these guys, you can always submit a rabbit adoption application, and you can just indicate if you're looking for 1 or 2 rabbits where the name of the rabbit goes. And we'll start accepting those applications immediately, but we're not ready to adopt them out just yet. Mom still needs to be spayed, and of course the babies need to be spayed or neutered because we don't want to continue to have more baby rabbits. Well, that's our show for today. You've met every single animal that we have available for adoption here at the Ames Animal Shelter right now. And again, I want to really reach out and thank the staff that have just been tremendous during our closure, working with people to get these animals adopted. Even though people can't come into the facility and just browse. We're doing that by appointment only. If you're interested in any of these guys, make sure you fill out an adoption application first, amesanimalshelter.org. And then our adoption coordinator, Abby, will be in touch with you to schedule a visitation if the application is approved. Either way, we do let you know if you do submit an application. Sometimes we get a lot of applications for one animal, so it doesn't mean that you're not a good home if we didn't select you. Sometimes it just means that there was a lot of applications for one particular animal. So we want to make sure that all of the animals are going to the very best home possible. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all your support.